Good morning. Welcome back to Cooking with Dad and Em. I am Gabriel, and we are going to be cooking some breakfast this time. Because sometimes we cook breakfast, most of the time we cook dinner, and it is 8:38 in the morning. So let's get started.
Yes, hello, good morning. You get to see my ugly face during the breakfast time now. I know, right? Alright, so like my son said, like Gabriel said, we don't do a lot of breakfast episodes, but I have found some pretty good breakfast recipes over the years, and majority of what I've done on breakfast has been with the crepes. And I like doing the crepes, but there are other things that I want to try to do for breakfast. And, well, we've got something good on the agenda this morning, so we're going to give it a shot. Let's show you. Okay, so what we've got going on today is pumpkin French toast. Now, there's a little video clip on it here, but let me see if I can, here we go. Here's pictures of it. What it'll look like when it's done. Those may or may not do it justice, but that's probably the best we can do with pictures. So, serves 4 to 6 people, depending. It takes about 15 minutes to make, and then, or it takes about 15 minutes to prep, and then your total time cooking and all is about 45 minutes, depending. Okay, so what you're gonna need is in 2 segments here. You're gonna need for your French toast, you're gonna need 4 eggs beaten, 3/4 cup of milk, a half a cup of pumpkin puree, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, salt, 1 loaf of brioche bread cut into thick 1-inch slices. Well, they're not necessarily 1-inch slices, but they'll do. 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter divided. Now that's just for the toast itself, but what you're also going to have is you're also going to have pumpkin butter. So you're going to need 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, slightly softened, 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, 2 tablespoons of syrup, a 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, some salt, powdered sugar for sprinkling, and then some more syrup for drizzling. All right, now, usually with French toast, you may have, you may use regular bread, Texas toast, whatever kind of bread, but for this one it specifically calls for a brioche bread. Why? I don't know, but I had a piece of this bread yesterday, and it has a little bit of a sweet taste to it. And it's very soft. It's, it's bread. But it has a sweet taste to it, so it's not bad. The only thing about it is that it says it has to be cut into 1-inch slices. As you can see, it looks like it's cut into about a 1/2-inch slice. We'll make it work. Nobody's perfect. So, I mean, it's already pre-sliced because Walmart cut it, but we'll go with what we've got. Okay, so in a shallow baking dish, whisk your eggs, milk, pumpkin, vanilla extract, pumpkin pie spice, and a pinch of salt. So what we've got here in the bowl, I already have my eggs and my milk mixed in. So I've got my pumpkin filling. I know it says pumpkin puree, but shit, that will do. Okay, so this is for the French toast, so I need a half a cup of this. So I'm going to take my 1/4 cup measuring cup, scoop out that. Okay, there's that. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. Vanilla extract. Just eyeball that one. pumpkin puree, vanilla extract, a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Pumpkin pie spice. You notice down at the stores, I was noticing at the stores when I got this, that this stuff is flying off the shelf, and naturally, because it's the time of year where everyone starts making pumpkin pies and stuff. So I had to go to a couple places to get pumpkin pie spice, because everyone's already wanting to make pumpkin pies now. Pumpkin pie spice and a pinch of salt. Okay, so there's my pinch. Shallow baking dish, whisk all your ingredients. Oops, I'm dripping eggs. Place bread slices into the pumpkin custard mixture and let soak about 30 seconds per side. In a non-stick skillet, large non-stick skillet, medium-low heat, melt 1 tablespoon of butter. Cook 2 slices of bread at a time until golden. You know what I can do? Let me switch this out. To make an equipment change here. Okay, I had myself a 12-inch round pan. I'm going to go ahead and use my square pan, because if this thing says to make 2 slices at a time, we're going to need something just a little bit bigger. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this all together. Try to get your pumpkin mixture, your pumpkin spice, and everything else mixed in really good, because... Hi, Randy. Randy says hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Okay, try to get your pumpkin puree and your pumpkin pie spice mixed in there pretty good, because once you get this stuff scooped up out of the can, this pumpkin puree is going to be pretty thick. So you got to get it mixed in here really good with your milk and eggs and the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to use a fork, go ahead, or you can use your good old wire whisk, whichever works. Doesn't matter as long as it's mixed in. Alright, so now we're going to take our brioche bread. Ooh. Move this a little closer. Put that stove on that one up to about 6. Okay, bear with me here. Hold that for a second. I gotta cut some butter. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're letting the butter melt. While we're doing that, I'm going to get me some of the bread, dip it into the mixture here. And just make sure the butter melts all across the pan. And just kind of turn it. Use a spoon if you have to. Okay. Step 2, in a large non-stick skillet over medium-low heat. Turn it down to 4, actually. Medium-low heat. Melt 1 tablespoon of butter. Cook 2 slices of bread at a time until golden. 3 to 4 minutes per side. So we're going to take our bread and we're going to put it here in the mixture. Carefully. Try not to make the bread fall apart. Let it soak in there, and it recommends letting the bread soak for about 30 seconds per side. but we've already got both sides submerged and dunked in. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this side in for a little bit longer and then turn it over for just a little bit. Then after we got one side done, then we're going to go on the other side. Plate ready. Alright, so let's flip this one over. That ready. I just want to say while we're getting this stuff ready, I'm sorry it's been a while since we've done the videos. I've had a busy week. I haven't really had much time to do any videos except for Monday. I just got a lot going on after I got out of work, and by the time I get home, it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock, so we're usually picking up something to eat, McDonald's, or just eating leftovers. And due to the time that we've gotten in, I haven't really had much time to do any videos up until now. But I should have one coming up later on today. Today, and then I should have another one on Sunday. But again, I just want to apologize for the delay, for the long break in between. I know usually when I have the kids, I try to get every day in, but I've just been busy. Okay, so we're going to take one of our bread slices, let that one sit in there, and get this one ready. Okay, now all I'm doing is I'm just letting the pumpkin, as they call it, custard mix, soak in on both sides of the bread, and we're going to put them both on the pan here, and it says 3 to 4 minutes per side. What time should I be there? I don't know. If this thing goes well, it shouldn't take very long to make, so we will see. I could probably do more. It says it can fit 2 slices of bread. I can probably do more. I just gotta remember that these 2 went on first, so they're gonna have to come off first. Here, lift that handle up. Try to keep that level. Tastes good. Now, I've never done this pumpkin French toast before. I just recently saw the recipe for this stuff posted on a Facebook page that I follow last week, maybe a little over a week ago. So this is my first time trying to make this. I mean, I've done French toast. You guys have seen me do the crepes. So pumpkin French toast is a little new to me, but the pictures for this thing looked so good, and the idea of it sounded good, so I figured, why not? Okay, so being that I've got a bigger pan, it's recommending 3 to 4 minutes per side. Okay, so these 2 I put on first. I'm going to get ready to flip these ones here in a little bit. This one I just put on, and then I got one more. And again, what you're trying to do with this, you're just trying to let the bread soak in as much as the custard mixture as it can. And being that I'm cooking 4 slices at a time, I should motor through this pretty quick. I should. We'll see. Okay. Skip that for now. Okay. So, repeat, cook to all slices. Cook 2 slices of bread at a time until golden. 3 to 4 minutes per side. And then when you're done with all your bread slices, then you're going to start making the pumpkin butter, which should be pretty fun and tasty. I've never had pumpkin butter before. I mean, I've had I've had cinnamon butter, but pumpkin butter, that does sound pretty good. Okay, so I think we could go ahead and at least check these ones here. Let me see. Turn that up just a tad. Bless you. Yummy. Okay. Now it just says flip until golden brown on one side. Doesn't have to be. It doesn't say anything about making it crispy or anything. 2 until golden, 3 to 4 minutes per side. Okay. So we'll just go with that then. Okay. Well, it says medium low heat. I have the heat turned up to 6 just for the sake of time on this one. I mean, doesn't hurt, does it? Okay. Now, also too, excuse me, it says to use the brioche bread, which has a 1-inch cut to it. These slices are cut at maybe about a 1/2 inch. So, a little thinner than what it calls for. I don't really think that's a big deal. It shouldn't be anyway. Okay. So now we have all 4 sides, all 4 slices flipped. These 2 should be coming off here pretty soon while we're waiting for that. Get another 2 ready to go. Okay, again, just dipping them in the custard mixture, as they say. Letting it soak in there for for a few seconds, about 30 seconds. And you get the little golden, almost the brown color on both sides of these. If it's not the color you want, if it doesn't look good enough for you, you can definitely cook it just a little more. It is your call. I may do that depending, but we'll see. Okay, come back to this one. Let that soak up. All right, let's check these 2 and see what we got looking. How they look. I don't want that to be bad. All right, let's go ahead and go with that. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Looking for that little bit of toast right there. We can leave them just a little bit longer. Okay. Okay, let's see. Now, what I could have probably done, because you see how you got the little crisp edges on this one, I could have probably let it cook just a little bit longer to get more of that brown toasted look on both sides, because these ones I just barely flipped over a little bit ago. But I'm getting ready to flip these ones over right now. And see, I don't know if you guys would want that little crisp look on it, but that is your call. I think I do. So we'll let that sit for a little longer. It says 3 to 4 minutes per side. That's just a recommendation, but it also depends on the looks of it and your preferences and how cooked, how almost, I don't want to say burnt, but I guess you can say that. There. Okay, so we've got 6. I'm going to go ahead and get 2 more slices ready to go. I don't plan on using the whole loaf of this bread because I don't know if we're going to be eating more than 8 slices.
Do you need any help?
I will soon, yes, so stick around. Alright, let's check these ones again. Okay, I think that looks good right there. Love that your son is right there to help out. Yeah, he's really, Gabriel, he's really taking an interest in all of this. He loves to try to help out as much as he can. Initially, before the videos had started, it was one of those things where I would have to ask him or I have to tell him to come and help. But now, it's gotten to the point where he's liked it so much to where he wants to come in and help. He's always asking me, hey, how can I help? What can I do? Right?
Yeah.
See? He loves it. He definitely loves it, and he loves it so much to the point where he's showing some interest in taking some home ec classes if they still have them in school. I don't know if they still have home ec, but I mean, he's interested. That's awesome. Little chef in the making. Sure seems like it, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay. That should be the last slice of the bread right there. Still got enough.
Mm.
Go ahead and put that back in the fridge. I don't think I'm going to need that. No. Just leave one there. Leave the bigger slice there. Okay, so while we're waiting for those 4 to finish, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. It says make the pumpkin butter. In a medium bowl, whip together the softened butter with pumpkin. Slightly softened, okay. So what I'm going to do, it says 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to take this butter, put that in the microwave for me, please. 30 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna take the butter, we're gonna cook it for about 30 seconds. It says slightly softened, but I'm gonna let it get a little softer in the microwave so that way it's easier to work with. Why not?
Oh wow, it's all melted.
Yep. I don't know if I needed to get it that melt, but too late. I should have. That's why I needed the butter for. Put more, making it more of a nonstick. No, never mind. Not that. The other butter, the other one I had you put away.
Oh.
Too late. Never mind. Leave it. Okay. Hold the pan, please. Okay, so these two were put on first. We're gonna go ahead and take them off. There we go. Color. Okay, we're gonna let these two finish. While we're waiting for that, we're gonna go ahead and make the butter. Try to. I think I put that in there for too long, so I may have to get some more butter. I know what to do. 2, 3. Let me try this. Take out the paper for that, please. I think I made a boo-boo with the butter. Yeah. All right. Okay, so here's our last 2 slices of bread. Turn that off. Grating your butter while cold helps it come to room temperature quicker. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. I did not know that. There, that might work. No, close it. Okay, hold that, please. Okay, so we got our softened butter. I think I went a little too far in melting the butter. All right, so step 3, making pumpkin butter in a medium bowl. Whip together the softened butter with pumpkin, maple syrup, pumpkin spice, and a pinch of salt until light and fluffy. So come down here to the pumpkin butter section. 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, slightly softened. 2 tablespoons of the pumpkin puree. Okay, they also say to put a glass over it and make it help butter softer. Huh, okay. Okay, so scoop out some of the pumpkin puree mixture from the can. 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Pinch of salt. Quarter teaspoon of pumpkin spice. So you need just a small amount. Pumpkin pie spice. Okay, hold that for me, please. Okay. I could have probably done it with the melted butter. Let's see. Okay, so it says just to whip this until it's light and fluffy. So I could have probably used the melted butter. We'll see. All you're trying to do is you're just trying to get the butter mixed in with the pumpkin pie spice, and the syrup. And I mean, you use just a little bit of salt, just a small amount of salt. You don't want to have butter that's too salty, especially if it's unsalted butter. If you're using salted butter, then you probably won't even need the extra pinch of salt. Good enough, right? Mm-hmm. That'll work. Yeah, I mean, it works. It'll work. It's worth the try. It's definitely worth a try. Okay, so we've got all of our French toast made here, and yes, I know it looks all smashed up, but once it's set on a plate, it'll probably look a lot better. Okay, so we're going to take 2 slices here. Oh, powdered sugar. I got the powdered sugar on the side. Come back to this. Make pumpkin butter in a medium bowl. Whip together softened butter with pumpkin, maple syrup, pumpkin spice, and a pinch of salt until light and fluffy. Well, it's not necessarily fluffy, but it is what it is. Top French toast with pumpkin butter. Sprinkle with powdered sugar and drizzle with maple syrup. Blah. Oh, that tastes good. Oh, yum. Okay, I gotta say, this pumpkin butter tastes really good. Okay, just scoop some on there, like so. It's all about how it tastes. Yes, I agree. And these, I mean, you guys know, I've been doing this for the videos for almost a year now. I am far from a seasoned pro. Far from it. But, I mean, when it comes to me doing this kind of stuff, I like to make my stuff look good as well as taste good. So, excuse me if I have a little bit of an obsession with how my stuff looks when it's put together. I don't know, it's just something about presentation, you know. Okay, so you got the butter, sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar. Yummy. Get your syrup. And we are done. Not bad, right? Not bad. I've had your food and it is amazing. Thank you, Victoria. I'm sure that there's a few other people that can say that too. I mean, I've taken stuff to work. I've offered it to friends plenty of times. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so here it is. Here is your pumpkin French toast with pumpkin butter. Not bad for a first try. I mean, that's just on looks itself, but we will find out here in a few minutes how it tastes. Go ahead and take that. Let me go over the ingredients once again. I will attach a picture and I will attach a link to the recipe to show you. Okay, I guess at least for a picture's sake, that doesn't look bad. Okay, I don't feel so bad. French toast, two sections. You got the French toast and you got the pumpkin butter. For the toast itself, you're going to need 4 eggs beaten, 3/4 cup of milk, half a cup of the pumpkin puree, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, salt, a loaf of brioche bread, 3 tablespoons of butter divided. Gabriel, are you eating it? Gabriel? Opinion?
Very good.
Gabriel says he likes it. That's a good sign. 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter divided. That's just for the French toast itself. Now for the pumpkin butter, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, slightly softened, 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, 2 tablespoons of syrup, a 1/4 teaspoon of the pumpkin pie spice, a pinch of salt, powdered sugar for sprinkling, and then the maple syrup for drizzling after. Thank you, Nona. Okay, so that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of the stuff set up here. I'm not recording you. Don't worry with your messed up hair. I'm not, Lacey. She doesn't want me to record her. Okay, so we're going to finish up here. We're going to eat. We're going to chow. That's it. Bye.